I got a new job. I got a new day job. I have been working at the same design agency for the last 4 years, which is above and beyond the longest place I've ever worked. Before this place, was kind of a serial job hopper. I think that's like really common in the agency world, and also it's like how you get more money and how you get better titles, and I just hadn't really found like a good place that I was a good fit at, regardless of job hopping opportunities before I worked at my last job. And it is emotional. It's weirdly emotional. I definitely, and this is like a boundary I will continually have to learn throughout my life, assign way too much of my self-worth and like direction in life to work. And I put a lot of myself into my job over the last 4 years. And if you don't know what my job was, I worked at a design agency as a project manager, making mostly art for video games. So my main clients were The Sims and Xbox and Riot Forge. So we did a lot of other stuff too, and strategy projects and, you know, consumer good design and a little bit of brand design too. But mostly day in and day out, we were making art for video games, which was really fun. It was really fun. So I had my last day on Thursday, and it was so sweet and fun. And my coworkers, like, I felt like I was like attending my own funeral, basically. We had like a 100-page deck where it was basically a honey roast, and like each coworker told me like a memory they loved about me. It was so cute. And I had been there for a long time, and I feel like really was valued and like a part of the social fabric of the company, and kind of the company's cheerleader in a way, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very school spirit driven. I'm very I like to get people together. I like to host events. I like to give myself and my personality to wherever I am, and I feel like that was really seen and valued where I was working. So yeah, made some really great friends. Hardest, weirdest 4 years of my life. It was not a perfect company by any means. Had some very bizarre, challenging political challenges as I was navigating my time there, but I'll miss them, I think. And I don't know, onward and upward. So I have a new job, obviously, and I am working at Bindery Books, which is a new startup. I have been kind of contracting and doing like a little bit of baby consulting with them for the past year, which is crazy. Bindery is a new startup that is half intended to be a new community space for bookish online tastemakers who get closer with their community on a subscriber-based level. Think of it like Patreon, but for books. They have a really cool product that's still in development right now that has like a cool book tagging system where you can tag a book to anywhere it shows up on across your various content, and then go to the book in the bookshelf and like all of your content is sorted there, if that makes sense. And then also it has like subscriber levels where certain content tiers are only available to certain subscriber tiers, has a Discord integration. So that's one part of it. And then the other part of it is it's basically partnering with certain influencers, and they call them tastemakers. So that's why I'm using that language. If you're like, what is a tastemaker? Certain bookish influencers to start their own imprint and publish books, which is sick. The two co-founders, Meg and Matt, are ex-publishing people, and Matt was head of product at Patreon. So they know what they're doing. It's like backed by so many industry veterans and has a lot of cool people on their advisory board across industries who really believe in the mission of what they're doing and think that authors deserve to get paid more, because basically the company came about because of inequity within publishing. A lot of publishing, it's really hard to get a book published. Don't know if you guys knew that, but it is incredibly hard to get a book published, and even more so knowing that so much of the big traditional publishing houses are looking for authors who already have an established online community and set of subscribers and followers, and that's not their deal. You know what I mean? Most writers are not trying to have an online presence. They're not trying to also manage their marketing and become like a figure in addition to writing. That is such a big emotional, that's like a lot of emotional labor and a lot of like labor period, and it is weirdly what our little capitalistic traditional publishing houses are asking of authors right now. So Bindery is taking the influence and the built-in communities that are really engaged with tastemakers and partnering it with getting books out into the world. So it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be major. Like, I really think it's gonna be major. And I think that because it's already curating really fun, cool, interesting people all across the literary landscape. It's definitely not lit fic heavy at all. It's mostly fantasy heavy right now. And it's just exposing me to like so many different kinds of online bookish communities and the readerships that are associated with them. So yeah, I'm their marketing manager. I'm going to be doing a lot of things at first. I'm their second hire. There's only 4 employees right now, including the co-founder. But we're looking to scale in the upcoming years, months, really months immediately. And if you hear me talking about Bindery more, that's what that is. It's a new job, a new job. I'm excited. I'm also going to be emailing many of my online friends to see if you want to start a Bindery, because again, I think it's major. It's going to be major. So that's like a lot of life change already. You know what I mean? I put so much of my identity into my work, and now that my whole like work structure is going to change, it's going to be a lot for me. I'm excited. I'm excited for fresh energy and a fresh start, and kind of to be at the start of something and infuse that kind of beginning energy, entrepreneurial mindset into a new task. Reading wise, I'm not doing well, you guys. I am so scattered right now. I'm reading too many things, like way too many things. What am I reading? I'm reading a book for Bindery. I'm reading one of the books that we just acquired, and it's going to publish in October. It's called Strange Beasts by Susan J. Morris, and it's about werewolves and vampires. Not my usual cup of tea, but I'm like halfway through, and it's set in Paris. It's sapphic, and it's interesting. Number 2, I am reading Terrace Story by Hilary Leitcher, I think is her name. Hating it. Absolutely hating it. It's, you know what I'm done with, and we're done with in 2024, is books that are straight up not novels being called novels. I understand tilting genre expectations. I understand playing with form. But sometimes a lad wants to pick up a novel, and then when I'm greeted with 3 disparate short stories put together as a novel, I'm disappointed. I can't help it. That is what Terrace Story is. The first story in it was so excellent, and then I listened to Jalen's podcast, and if I remember correctly, the book started out with just that being a short story, and maybe it should have stayed there. Maybe it has some big redemptive arc in the 3rd little chapter, but I'm not gonna stick around to find out because it is quickly throwing me into a reading slump. So I'm actually gonna DNF that tonight. So I'm reading that, and then I'm reading the Cookie Mueller set of stories, which I'm loving. They're so idiosyncratic and confessional and observational and just bizarre. I knew of Cookie Mueller through Nan Golden's work, but I'd never read any of her writing at all. So I thought really she was more like a socialite, you know, muse figure in 80s New York. But, you know, joke's on me, I was being sexist, and she's a writer in her own right. So I'm reading that, and then I'm also reading Adult Problems by Natalie Beach, which is the author or the writer who wrote that essay about Caroline Calloway. And the essays are really good. Like, I am not a big Caroline Calloway head by any means. Followed that discourse a little bit online, but not closely by any means. And I'm liking them. As you guys know, I love to read an essay collection before bed. So that's my before bed essay collection right now. The one about Abercrombie jeans was so good, about body image and early aughts femininity and sexuality and gender expectations. I love that. If you're of a similar age, I think you should pick it up. I need to start Poor Things by Alistair Gray, which is the Sunnies book club pick for December. I have like 2 weeks to read it. I actually had to go to Barnes & Noble today to buy it because I forgot to buy a copy for myself. So that was a funny experience as a bookstore owner. And I saw 2 of my own customers at Barnes & Noble. I understand though, sometimes you want to be like in a big space with like rows of bookshelves for that like true large discovery mode. So, you know, shop both places as long as it's on Amazon. That's my vibe as a bookstore owner. And I think that's all I'm reading right now. So I'm gonna pick up Poor Things tonight, which will be my new novel, and it'll be what I read. And then I really want to see the movie, but it's not even in Yuma yet, so it's a good thing that I'm reading the book first. I don't even have the option to see the movie. And I haven't done like best of or really thought about what my top 10 of the year is yet, but I know I think my favorite book was Beautyland by Helene Marie Bertino. That's me talking about it without looking up her name. I think that was my favorite book of the year. And I'm definitely going to pick that as a Sunnies book club, and I think it comes out in January, so it'll probably be the February pick. I thought it was so good, and I don't know, water sign core, to be honest. And those are the books I'm reading. Weird reading year. I don't know, I'll be thoughtful and round that up a little bit more. In the midst of big work changes, running a bookstore, and I don't know, generally trying to keep myself alive and my family alive, we are also heavily renovating our house. Like complete demo. I'm in the house we built for my dad. We call it the casita because it's like 300 square feet behind our house in our backyard. And it is my only peaceful place. I'm so thankful that we renovated this place first so we're not fully living in the chaos. I'll enter some clips here of what it looks like. Demolition is underway. Here's our bathroom. It's very, 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 very dusty in here. I'm convinced I'm gonna get some kind of long-term illness from breathing in all of this construction dust. And then there's no floors. We ripped up all the tile. We ripped up the island that used to be here. Well, I did absolutely nothing. I will completely own that. And then Kiki's putting off destroying the kitchen because he wants to keep cooking in here for as long as possible. Yes, I know that's your game. Then that's looking into here. We are still sleeping in here for a reason also unknown to me. And we're also still using our living room. I really might cry if the amount of dust can't get out of our white sofas. I think I might hire Stanley Steamer carpet cleaners to do like a deep clean of the sofas before we wrap them up and put them in storage. I think that would be a good idea. Books are completely filthy, filled with dust. I mean, look at the dust. Like, I just wiped this down, but that's the amount of dust that's on absolutely everything. It's really, really cracking my brain in half. But this should be the last big dusty day because all of the flooring is gone now. All of it. All of it. So that's happening. Spending all of the profit we made from our Portland house and making probably some pretty poor financial decisions because this is a completely different market, baby, and no one, and I mean no one would pay for my design decisions if we are looking for resale value in Yuma, Arizona. But thankfully we're not. I'm literally planning on never moving again. Like, I think we will have this house until we die. I think in general, my goal is still to be a snowbird somehow, some way. Spending the summers not in Yuma would be fabulous. I don't need, but I want to decide where that is and what that really means for us. I think it'd be so fun to have another crib or maybe like a really sick van that we just travel in like June through August and like can crash at friends' houses, maybe in the PNW as we age. But one step at a time, we're staying in the moment and we are renovating our house. I'm so excited. It like actually, the mental strain of not having a house in order and like being able to nest and feel like grounded and safe in my house for over a year now, and just like not putting things away properly, not decorating, not making that interim space my own because I knew we were going to completely renovate it. The psychological damage will be studied about that one day. It will be studied. I hired someone to work Sundays at the bookstore. I don't know if I already told you that, but I do have one day off a week now, which is sick. And Kiki's still tattoo apprenticing. He's starting to take clients this month. I think he's gonna tattoo me on the 22nd of December, which is very soon. Very scary. But you know, gotta give him some stuff to practice on. And I guess by some stuff I mean me. The bookstore's doing good, I guess. I don't know. Everyone in retail is telling me this is the worst year they've ever had. They're like, this is like, I'm down 50% profit. I'm down X amount of money. You know, this is one of the leanest years I've ever had, which makes sense knowing the cost of living crisis that we're in and also the recession. I know the government doesn't want to call it a recession, but we absolutely are in one. So it's been interesting. We had a really good November because of Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. The retail store did excellent. Online sales did excellent. But a lot of bookstore owners that I've been talking to have said that they make 70% of their profit between November and the beginning of the year. And December has been like really down. You know, I had a better month in October so far. So I'm not sure if people are shopping at big box stores, DIYing for gifts, like not considering books a gift. But I haven't really seen an influx of holiday madness happen. There's still one more week, so I'll report back to see if it ever catches up. But thankfully, I have another job. I am not putting a lot of like, I guess, importance or sense of accomplishment on the financial wins of Sunnies. I think after this month I will be able to pay off the credit card that I've been operating it off of and completely pay off my initial investment, which was around, I think I said 15K, if I don't get screwed by taxes, because my taxes are gonna be so weird this year. Anyway, that's a boring conversation, but yeah, Sunnies is more of like a heart project for me, a mission-driven project. I would love for it to kick back money into my pocket and, I don't know, be like a plus up to my living situation already, but right now it's still chugging along, which I think makes sense because we've only been in business for 5 months, so we'll give it time, right? We will give it time. Yeah, I've been trying to like do different events. We did a book swap last night, which was okay. I don't know. I don't think I really put like a lot of thought into planning the actual event, but we had like 12 people come, which I think is good for just like an open invite event. And people traded books and were like happy with their trades, but like left immediately. And I was like, oh, I kind of wanted people to like stick around more and chat and have it be more like a cocktail party vibe. But a lot of the people that came weren't like customers. I had like two customers there, but a lot of people I was like, how did you hear about this? And they were like, Instagram, which is great, but I had never seen them in the store before. So that's interesting. Maybe they just were there to get new books and get out of there, which I understand. But I don't know, maybe we'll do like a trivia before we do a book swap next time. I just need to like do a little plus up so it's not just like get there or get out, you know. We'll see how that goes. So we did that. And then we raised money for Border Kindness for migrant workers and their families to get Christmas gifts this year. We raised like $235, which is sick. I'm really happy with that. A lot of people donated. We basically had like an angel tree, but for kids to buy them books, which is really fun. And then also we signed up to be a bookstore where volunteers for an abortion access fund in Arizona can collect signatures for a petition for us to get on the ballot and written into law for abortion to be more heavily protected in Arizona. So I don't know, that's some community things I'm doing with Sunnies, if that's of any interest to any of you, of like what else we're doing besides selling books. I also will be doing an in-person book club in Yuma for the first time in January. I don't really think we have a lot of signups. I think it's like 2 or 3 people right now, but I'm, you know, build it and they will come. Just keep doing it and hopefully people will show up and the word spreads is the vibe. And then what else is happening? I think that's it with Sunnies. Our mural's done. I am waiting for after the holidays to like do a bigger restock and kind of sort through my shelves and see if I want to send anything back to Ingram for returns that's been sitting there for a long time. But that's the thing about bookstores, it's like very bizarre what will sell and when. It's really unknown to me. You know, sometimes stuff has sat there since we opened in August and then it'll get sold, and you know, stuff I think will sell sits there and never moves. So very interesting balance of trying to stock it to suit the curated taste of what I think Sunnies stands for and I want readers in Yuma to be exposed to versus what sells. Hi, my camera died. I guess it was full of battery because I was talking for 20 minutes straight, or maybe my memory card was full. I don't know. So that's the vibe, that's the tea on Sunnies, on me, on my house, on the state of being alive in Yuma, Arizona, baby. I hope you all are doing well. I would like to take a vacation soon. I would like to eat some good food. I hope you guys have a good holiday season and get many cool presents. If anyone knows what I want for Christmas, let me know. My list is very boring this year. I was like, I want money. I want money so I can buy a new rug. So that's very boring as a gift giver to give to someone. Yeah. Cool. Let me know like an excellent novel you've read recently. One that did not let you down. One that was a banger through and through. That's the good news I would like. I hope I'm a completely different person in 2024 and suddenly have implemented a great health and wellness routine. I did buy a new journal, so you know, I'm already halfway there. And I also hope that I am less addicted to my phone and I'm basically a better, improved version of myself. So I'm half kidding. That's the New Year delusion I always carry in my heart. All right, well, wish me luck at my first official week full-time at my new job. I'm a little scared and could use some love, and I hope again that you have a cool holiday. And I'm really just rambling at this point. Now I have to edit this vlog. It's gonna be a journey. Okay, love you, bye.